tonight's conclusion of Poldark Season 4 saw a devastating twist when Elizabeth Warleggan, played by Heida Reed, died following a premature childbirth. The shocking turn of events on the BBC drama came as a result of Elizabeth's determination to stop her husband George's, Jack Farthing, suspicious nature from getting out of control. George was hell-bent on anger after Elizabeth's eldest son Geoffrey Charles made the ill-timed joke during last week's installment that Valentine looked the spitting image of Ross Poldark, i.e. Don Turner, his secret biological father. Convinced Ross and Elizabeth had slept together, George let his fears get the better of him, and Elizabeth felt she was left with no other choice than to take a toxic mix of prescribed medicines to bring her next baby out early. While it seemed at first baby Ursula and Elizabeth were both happy and healthy, the latter's health quickly deteriorated. Dr. Dwight Ennis, Luke Norris, tried to give George some solace as they both processed the loss, but it only showed how George could go off the rails when Season 5 comes around. Claiming there was no longer any purpose or point to anything, George sobbed as he struggled to see the light at the end of the tunnel as grief took over. "Why would I want any of this if she is not here to share it with me?" George then said sadly. George had been faced with the arrival of Ross only moments after Elizabeth's death. "You still have your daughter," Dwight reminded him. Devastated, George was quick to blame Ross for his beloved's passing, as the pair were at loggerheads once again. Unaware Elizabeth had already passed away, Ross became angry at George's insistence he leave Trainwith. "George, for God's sake, can we not put aside our quarrels at a time of sickness?" he begged. "I am concerned for Elizabeth." Clearly unhinged with grief, George said with a smile, "Oh, Elizabeth is dead 10 minutes since. She died holding my hand." Taken aback, Ross simply asked to see her, but was met with further anger from his enemy. "You know where to find her." Go, George cried. "Yes, by all means," George replied. "See what we've brought her to." While the pair left it at that, at Dracharn and Morwennacarn's wedding, Ross couldn't help but spy George and Valentine visiting Elizabeth's grave. Luckily Demelza, Eleanor Tomlinson, urged her husband to hold fire on trying to console his nemesis, insisting there would be time for that. As the camera zoomed in on George's face, it was clear the character will be gunning for Ross when Season 5 rolls around. But will he manage to murder him? Or will George lose his life instead in yet another tragedy? Poldark Season 5 will return to BBC One in 2019.